I grew up very quiet. I was taught to be nice, blend in, and to not make a scene. So being visible and taking up space on a screen felt like rebellion, but it also felt like liberation. Every time I pressed record, I was reclaiming a piece of myself that had been silenced. Being on camera isn't just about confidence, it's about healing the fear of being seen. Today we're talking about how to be yourself on camera, even when you're nervous, even when you hate being seen on camera. Let's be honest, being on camera can feel vulnerable. Even as someone who's spoken on stages, written books, and coached women for years, I still remember the knot in my stomach before pressing record, before pressing go live. Horrifying. I used to think I needed to be perfectly polished to show up online. But the truth is, being seen was something I had to learn. And I know I'm not the only one. As women, especially those of us who spent many years maybe being a caregiver, the professional, the ones who held it all together, we've learned to support others, but not to show ourselves. We're told to look presentable, but not powerful, to share knowledge, but not emotion, to show up, but not take up space. And then one day someone says, you should go on camera. And suddenly, all those old beliefs about not being enough, not looking right, not being this, not being that, not sounding right, all come rushing back. That's when I realized being on camera isn't just about confidence. It's about healing the fear of being seen. When I started my YouTube channel, I was terrified. When I started my Instagram and Facebook channels and pages, oh my goodness. I would record videos, restart them, delete them, critique them, not really love them. My voice sounded strange to me. My face looked, I'd find all kinds of things wrong. My background wasn't perfect. Oh goodness. But one day, as I started staring at my reflection on the screen, something clicked. I wasn't nervous because I didn't know what to say. I was nervous because I didn't know if I was allowed to be seen. You see, I grew up very quiet. I was taught to be nice, blend in, and to not make a scene. So being visible and taking up space on a screen felt like rebellion, but it also felt like liberation. Every time I pressed record, I was reclaiming a piece of myself that had been silenced. And that's when I stopped performing and started showing up. So how do you be yourself on camera, even when you're nervous, even when you dread it, even when you're asking yourself, why am I doing this again? So start with your why. Start with your why. You're not recording for everyone. You're speaking to someone. One woman who needs to hear your truth today. Perhaps give her a name, give her a persona. Think of her every time you press that button and you go to speak. 2, about 4 points for you. Number 2, talk to the camera like a friend, not a crowd, not an audience, a single person, maybe the person you've named and given a persona. And she's sitting across from you and she needs some encouragement. Point number 3, this big one. Allow for imperfection, the stumble, the pause, the stutter, the real laugh. Those moments make you human. People connect to real people, and they're going to connect with you to a real person more than they're ever going to connect to perfection. Fourthly, this is an important one. It sounds silly, but breathe. Breathe before you begin. Take a deep breath in. Hold it and let it out slowly. Do it a few times before, but breathe also during the time that you're speaking. Breathe before you begin for sure. And remind yourself, I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be me. It's safe. It's okay. Because being visible it's not about vanity. It's about voice. And every time you show up, you remind another woman that she can too. So maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, I could never do that. But you can. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be flawless. You don't have to be fearless. You don't even have to be confident. The confidence will come afterwards. It won't come before. You just need to be real. Just be yourself. Being seen is practice. That I know. It is practice. It's messy. It's awkward. But it is worth it, because every time you choose visibility, you choose freedom. And every time you speak, you remind the world that your story matters. You remind them of your face and that you deserve to be here. You have a story. I'm Lee, Coach Lee. I'm an entrepreneur, health coach, and author, and I help women use their stories to build a brand, write books, and live a life by design. If this spoke to your heart, hit subscribe if you want to. Share it with a woman who's learning to be seen, maybe yearning to be seen. And tell me about it in the comments. What does being visible mean to you today? Because your voice isn't too much, your story isn't too small, and you are more than ready to be seen.